Hello, welcome back. It is day 5, I believe, day 5, and our prompt for today is rainbow. So let's get cracking. I actually did cheat a little bit and I quickly pulled out this girl from one of Marlene's Paper Elements books. I grabbed out, let me just grab them here from the side. I pulled out a little color wheel. I really like these color wheels and I'd like to incorporate it somewhere because the prompt is rainbow. So what's more rainbowy than a color wheel? And I also thought of giving her some wings. Now I did trim out the edges. I did fussy cut around the edges because it was much fuller around the edges, and that meant the picture was taking up a lot of space on the background, and obviously I do want my rainbow background to be visible. That's the word. Visible. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and it's going to be another double page spread today, which means I'll need to take out 2 little pages here and stick that together with my masking tape. I actually have yesterday's masking tape here stuck on my desk, so ready to use. Just going to fold it over like so, and then they should stay put. So I thought of using Marlene's texture pastes. They are a rainbow color. I mean, obviously not rainbow colors, but I thought that they could work well. So we've got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. And I thought we could make a rainbow with those. Well, we'll try anyway. And of course, it's not going to be a traditional rainbow. How do you know me by now? So what I want to do is just grab a little bit of this paste, and I'm going to go on the top of my paper here, and then I'm going to water it down a bit with just dipping my paintbrush into water, and I'm going to blend it out, and I'm going to add some drips. Drips are always fun. Somebody's knocking at my door. I suspect it's one of the pups that want to come in. I have to lock this, well, not lock it, but I have to close this door when I record because somebody's always barking or coming in and out the house, flushing toilets. You know, there's always something happening. So I do close my door when I'm recording, especially now that I'm recording kind of real time. Obviously don't want you guys to hear all of the news. There is some sort of hullabaloo going on across kind of the valley. So I don't know if you can hear a rumbling of sorts in the distance. I hope you can't. If you do, sorry. Unfortunately, with these more real-time recordings, we can't really control the environment as much as we like. Okay, got my orange down. I really like the way that it drips, and I guess I'm also going to try and just get some splatter off that brush. I know I didn't do it with the pink, but that's okay. My girl is probably going to go kind of here anyway, so much of this is going to get covered up. Okay, that was orange. I'm going to do some yellow. While I'm doing this, by the way, thank you for those of you who have been posting your work. I've loved seeing them. I see that a lot of you have been posting over on the Ujabule Facebook group. So really nice to see your work, and it's nice to know I'm not doing this on my own actually, and that it's not just me. I saw a couple of people on Marlene's Facebook group have also taken on my prompts and have been creating using my prompts, which is so nice. It's really nice to know that everybody's playing together. So I've got 3 more colors to go, but I don't have enough space. So I think for the green, I'm going to bring that green a little bit more into the yellow, just so I've got enough space for those last 2 colors. Of course, I picked up the gluggiest part of this paste for green. It's okay, we'll still make it work. And naturally, I'm going all over onto the pages behind. It's all right too. Let me just grab a little more. Hope you can see this. Sorry if I keep moving it away from the screen. Obviously, this kind of real-time recording is quite new to me, so I'm learning with you. Okay. I also forgot to do splatters for the yellow. It does not matter. Let's just keep going. Okay. And now we want to go in with some blue. Quite like this blue. It's kind of like the Smurf in Marlene's normal paint range. It's pretty. There we go. And some more water to create those drips. Do you have these stencil pastes yet? If you don't, you can use obviously just paints for this page. You don't have to use the stencil paste. I just thought I would play with it. If you do have it, then it's just a different way for you guys to use it. It does not always have to be a paste that's been shoved through that's been put through a stencil. There are many ways to use these color mediums. It doesn't always have to be the same thing. Okay, so I think that's kind of a rainbow. Let's go with purple on this side as well, just to tie the 2 pages together. All right, I'm going to give this a dry. I'm not going to make you watch paint dry with me. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, it's all dry. Obviously, we need a little bit more on this background. We always need more. So what I'm thinking of doing is, let's find something that we can use. Not the lines. Maybe that one. These are Marlene's stencils from the previous 2 years of the Advent calendar. They are super versatile, and they actually stay versatile. You can use them not only, maybe we should go with those. That's cute. You can use them not only as like an Advent thing, you can use them any time of the year. And I find they are so handy because they are tiny. They're all in their little box. Okay, let's not faff too much. They all get stored in their little tin, and the tin is small enough so it doesn't take up a heck of a lot of space. They're just quite fun. Let's go with these circly ones. And what we're going to try and do is just experiment again a little bit. Let me grab some extra sponges there. Okay, let's see if we can actually use the stencil paste to go through the stencil. And I'm going to do this kind of tone on tone. So where I've got the pink section, I'm going to go in with my stencil paste, just light little pouncing up and down movements. to get this paste through that stencil. Remember, we never want to put too much pressure onto that stencil because then things are going to go and seep underneath. And now the moment of truth. Let's see if that worked. It worked. So your stencil paste does not only have to be put through the stencil with a spatula, you can also do it with a sponge. That's exciting. And so we learn something new every day. I didn't clean my sponge between pink and orange. I'm just going with what's on there. Doesn't matter if they mix a little bit. Sometimes I prefer them to blend a little bit just to help create a bit of a gradient. Oh, I like that. I really, really like that. Okay, let's go with yellow. I think for the yellow though, I'm going to just dab off the sponge somewhat, because obviously the orange is darker than yellow, so it's definitely going to overpower that color. I'm just using a little bit, probably a little bit too much on there right now. And every time I'm going in, I'm turning my stencil the opposite way. So I had it this way around, and then for the next one, I'll flip it the other way, just so all of these circles, because it's got like a big one here at the bottom, but if I flip it over, the big one is at the top there, so it doesn't all look the same the entire time. It wants a little bit of a different look now and then. I don't know why this green is so gluggy. I think I need to use it more. There's actually one of these floats, no, but it does have one. Might need to add a little bit of plastic over that, some cling film or something like that can go over there. Okay, now I'm going in with green. I suspect the green is not going to be too vibrant because I've got all this orange and pink on the stencil. It might be a disaster because they'll blend onto the sponge and then through the stencil. Let's hope that it's going to be all right. Okay, it's not too bad. Let me just give this a quick wipe. So satisfying to clean stencils. It's weird, I know, but I do enjoy the process of cleaning a stencil. No, I don't enjoy the process of cleaning a stencil. I like the results of a clean stencil. Okay, again upside down with this one, just over the blue areas. Takes a little bit of time, but that's what it's all about, hey? Just spending a little bit of time, getting creative, and thinking about the next step. So oftentimes when I'm doing these kind of repetitive things, I will start thinking about what's next. What do I want to do next? Not now during these real-time filming. I'm not thinking about what's next. I'm just thinking about what am I supposed to say to keep you guys engaged. All right, and last one is the purple. Oh, I like that. Somebody's by my door. Okay, all right. That's a little bit busier. I like that. Just going to give this stencil a wipe and clean my desk, so I don't push my page through that paste and ruin something on the back. And obviously you always want to clean your stencils after using stencil paste, because the stencil paste will dry really hard and it will ruin your stencil if you just let it dry on there. So please don't do that. If you don't have any wipes on your desk, you can just put a little bucket of water nearby and drop that stencil in there to keep it from going hard. Okay, I want to do maybe a little bit of stamping. We took this one out earlier this week and we never used it, so let's use it today. I'm going to go in with some black stamping now. Getting this is an archival ink pad, but it's actually refilled with StazOn. It's really difficult to get range of products here in our little land. Okay, now this black is just really going to help things to pop a little bit. I do like that. Okay, I'm just cleaning it off on the page. I'm doing it really randomly. There's no reason for me to for where I'm putting them. I'm just putting it down and getting the ink off. It's kind of my strategy. I'm not sure if I am happy with this yet, but perhaps if we keep on working, we might come to a place of happiness. Okay, I want to give her some wings. I feel like she should be winged. Like that. I think that'll be cute. And then we've got this black and white element, and I think what I'll do is maybe a little bit of a black and white border. Okay, let me glue her down and her wings. First do the wings. So I'm adding the wings to her back, not the back of her neck, but her actual back, because that's where wings would be. And then we'll glue the whole girl down, wings and all. Ooh, I know what I could have done. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, that's what I will do. Okay. A little bit of disaster management here. I'm going to take those off. I'm actually going to wipe them clean. I'm going to wipe the glue off for now, because I think her wings should sparkle. There we go. Just going to peel up a little bit of the sticker paper, if I can find somewhere to peel it up with. I'm sorry, this is going to be so frustrating for you to watch. I hate this when people struggle with peeling off stickers. So, sorry if that bothers you. Okay, we've got some sparkly sticker paper. A piece should be big enough, yes. And then we'll do another one. There we go. Grab scissors. And my bone folder. Just want to burnish these down so that they don't come up. There we go. Oh yes, I like that. That's better. Then we're going to fussy cut around them quickly. So at least it's a nice simple shape, so it doesn't take a very long time to fussy cut around these wings. Yes. That's going to give our girl a little bit of pizzazz. Can you hear somebody's busy chopping down their tree? Please let me know in the comments if you can hear all this background noise. I really hope that you can't, because that would be a bit of a bummer. I do have my window open behind me, not behind me, in front of me, because it gets very hot in here and I do need that window there. So, okay, going to do it this way. You know that they're not exactly where they were earlier. It's okay. Oh yes, I like that. That's very cute. Okay. Just reapply the glue. Shame, the poor tree. I don't like it when people cut their trees down. We live in a very not foresty, but we have a lot of trees in our area. Pretty much wherever you stand in my garden, we are surrounded with trees. We live in like a kind of a conservation area where we have a nature reserve just across the road, beautiful big gorge. We have a lot of animals and birds, lots and lots of birds, different kinds of birds, lovely, lovely birds. But I guess the trees can get a bit much for people. Maybe instead of covering up a flower, I can stick this little color wheel in underneath her headpiece, just so there's another reference to the rainbow. Let's say that's what we're trying to achieve here. Okay, got that down, got the sparkly wings down, and then let's just work on this girl and make her pop a little bit, because she's quite bland at the moment, and we definitely want to brighten her up somewhat. So I've got these little gel pens. These are jelly roll pens. They don't have a purple in that, so for the purple, just to give that purple flower in her hair a little something extra, make it pop a little bit, just going to go over with this color. So this purple is the same color as Marlene's punk, and if you watch my videos you know that I love that color. I'm always using it, always adding it to extra bits. I actually do have a hint of pink in my tub, so I've picked up some of that pink. I don't think you can really see it, but anyway, that flower is looking a little brighter now. And then we'll go in with some neon pink. So what I'm trying to do now is to just bring that brightness that's in the background into the foreground. Otherwise she can look a little bit dull, I think, on this background. This flower has yellow in as well. These jelly rolls are so lovely. They're really juicy, and they're great for just smudging out. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing a line and smudging it out, just to get some brightness back on this page. We've got a little bit there, and some green. And I also don't smudge out every single line that I do on every single flower. If you want to have things different, you don't always want to do exactly the same thing all the time. Then it can look a little bit boring. Okay, brighten that up, and that is much brighter already. I think she needs sparkles in her necklace. So let's go with my diamond glamour glitter. I do like to shake it up a bit because I find that sometimes the glitter just sort of settles and then not much comes out when you squeeze it. Like that. I don't think there's actually much glitter in there. I guess we'll see when it's dry. Brighten up the little heart with some red. Okay. Going to just give it a quick blast with my heat gun, and then I'm going to start going around all of these little bits with just a black pen, just outlining them, redefining those lines, because obviously now that I've done the colored pens over the top, those lines aren't really defined and they've been pushed into the background a bit. I'm going to do this upside down because I've got the wet diamond effect there, and I don't want to put my hand through that, and I probably will if I had to have it the right way around. Not probably, it's guaranteed that I will. Got a fine little pen here that I smeared through glue, and now it doesn't want to work anymore. Maybe we can revive it a little bit. No, that's dead. Let's try paint pen, thin little paint pen. That's better. Okay. And all I'm doing now is I'm just redefining all those lines that were there before. Marlene's beautiful artwork before I covered it up. And keeping my lines scribbly and messy. And I'm also not going around each and everything. Is that, why did that not sound right? I'm not going around every flower, every petal, every leaf. I'm not going around the whole flower, the whole petal, the whole leaf. Just trying to keep it quite loose. But you can see now with that black line just how much life is back into that girl's headpiece. And the berries. I also want to go around her, but avoiding the necklace. There we go. I'm going to do her eyes. I always like to work on the eyes to help them pop out a little bit more. So what you'll often see me do when I do work on eyes is I will brighten up the whites of the eyes and the little catch light that's in that eyeball. Just helps to bring them to life a bit more. Because when things are printed, the white and the black tends to dull down a bit, and we obviously want to bring that brightness back in to make things look alive. That's kind of the only word that I can think of when I do this. I'm trying to put the life back into the image, back into the eyes, that sort of thing. I'm not sure how else to explain it other than I'm trying to put the life back into them. If you've got a better suggestion, please let me know. You have a better word for what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, I'm going to go around the wings. I love that they are sparkly. Okay, like that. Maybe I'll outline this color wheel. And again, add a little bit of white into that color wheel. Here we go. All right. We need a quote, and we need to add some shading around her. I'm going to use my Stabilo All pencil for that. I'm just going to go around one side and underneath. So it looks like the light is coming through from there. If you look at the little color wheel, then you can see that the light is coming in from here. So obviously we'll have shadows underneath. And this is just going to help her come away from the background a little bit. Yeah. There we go. Okay. I did want to do some sort of black and white line or stripe or something just around the edges. So let me use my marker from Marlene in black, and I'm just going to do one line like so. And I'm going to I'm not going to do a whole big border for this. I'm just going to do a hint of it so that the eye will, when you look at this, your eye will actually complete the picture. So we've got that, and then I'm going to go in with my paint pen and just connect those lines. You never need to use, I mean, you don't always have to have a big complete border. You can use just little hints of it. And then over here, I'm going to make some scribbly bits. There we go. Scribbly bits. And now I'm going to go in with a white paint pen and do some white lines. I think my paint's not dry yet. It's not white. Now, I don't know if this page really exactly screams rainbow, but we used the prompt as a guide, and that was kind of the jumping off point. So please feel free that if there's a prompt, you don't have to stick to it exactly. It can just be a jumping off point and then get you going to create something. Okay, I love black and white lines. I think that looks cute. And then what I'm going to do is just add an extra little doodly line over there. There we go. I think that looks cute. That just makes it feel a little bit more finished. I'm going to find a quote in Marlene's quote book, and I'm going to try find something that's got rainbow in it. Or maybe this one. In the rain, search for rainbows, dance with the fairies and talk to the moon. Okay, so I used the other half of this quote on another page, and then we've got this one, and I think maybe I should have gone with a black version of this. No, I'm never going to find it again. It was somewhere here. No. Oh, there isn't a black one. Okay, we don't have a black one. That's okay. Then we use what we have. In the rain, search for rainbows. Dance with the fairies. And talk to the moon. Oh, yesterday, on yesterday's page, I actually worked upside down. So when I put my little page back into my book, I realized that it was upside down. So luckily the glue was still wet enough for me to peel the quote off, and I just quickly swapped the quote around. And I know that it was upside down because I'd already done, I think, the bird page on the back of it, or before that. So it was definitely upside down. Thankfully, the wreath didn't matter too much because that could go anyway. So thankfully, we didn't make a page that was just one side. That had to be like the right way up. Okay, oh, I forgot about my tea. Oh no, it's cold now. Oh, what a tragedy. Okay, I'm going to do a little shadow underneath the quote, and I'm following the same principle as I did with my fairy, where the light is coming in from the corner and there's a shadow underneath and on the side. And hopefully that's going to help this quote pop out a little bit more, because I feel like this one looks an awful lot like whatever I've got on the background, that stamp that we've got on the background. Maybe I should just go around the whole thing to help it stand out a little bit more, because right now I feel like it's just part of the background. It's not actually the quote. I'm going to turn this upside down. I feel like that's going to be a little bit easier to manage. Do you turn your book and your papers or your pages upside down when you work on it? I do that all the time. Like my poor pages must be properly dizzy when I'm done with them, because I'm always turning them around and carrying on. I wonder if I should put something else by this head. Yes, let's go for a little rub on there. Maybe we should use that one. I think it's maybe going to be too big. No. Okay. Let's go for a stamp instead. What have we got in this little stamp set that I've just used? That could work. Maybe I can just add a little leafy bit there. Just need something to cover up the rest of this page. Let's do that. There we go. I always think I'm done, but then something else pops into my head and then I just keep going and then the video gets too long. So I hope you've been here for this long. If you have, thank you so much for watching. Remember to go over to Ujabule, post your work on there, or the community section here on YouTube. Please subscribe if you haven't done so yet. and then you can follow along for the whole of December and see how this little booklet turns out by the end of it. I've loved doing this so far. I love seeing your work and reading your comments, so please keep them coming, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Bye!